Got a listener question from Gina in Beaufort. My wife and I want to buy our first home, but looking at and locking in a mortgage rate is so confusing. What affects the rate, and when is the best time to lock? I decided to look online, and this is an article out of a really good publication, a reputable publication. I'm not going to mention the name of it because I think the information they give is not accurate. Basically, it says, how does the Federal Reserve affect mortgage rates? And it says the Fed does not directly set mortgage rates. They set the cost of borrowing for banks, and if the cost of borrowing goes up for banks, maybe they pass that along to the consumer. The reality is the Federal Reserve doesn't have anything to do with mortgage rates. The reality is that it is the yield, the interest rate, the effective interest rate on the 10-year treasuries, which has the largest impact on mortgage rates. You say, well, why? Well, investors will invest in U.S. 10-year treasuries or mortgage-backed securities. Those are both considered very safe investments. So if the yield on the 10-year treasury is 1.6% or 1% or whatever it is, then say maybe there's a 2% premium, so the yield on the 10-year or the interest rate on the 30-year mortgage might be somewhere around 3%. So the reality is, Gina, I believe that in the first quarter of 2021, and these are numbers from Freddie Mac, that is a government entity that buys loans to put fresh capital in the market. We believe that interest rates will be 3.2% in the fourth quarter, 3.2%. The first quarter of 2022, 3.4%. The second quarter, 3.5%. The third quarter, 3.6%. So it could be, Gina, that interest rates go from, let's call it 2.75 today, up to 3.6% this time next year. That would be a big difference. It's almost a 1% difference. And so if you went from effectively 3 to 4%, let's call it, that would increase your cost of borrowing for that home to the tune of 33%. So my suggestion for you is you keep your eye on the yield on the 10-year Treasury bond. As it starts to go up, watch the next day mortgage rates will go up.